What is up, Assassination? It is Assassin4259 here, and welcome back to more The Infectious Madness of Doctor Dekker. We're going to be continuing onward and forward with Lacey. Huge thank you to Wales Interactive for the copy, really means a lot. With that being said, guys, let's get it. Alright, I should ask Lacey about the neighborhood watch. Yeah, I should. Tell me about the neighborhood watch.
It was me and Agnes. Everyone else thought we were overreacting. If they want their throats cut, that's up to them, living in their bubbles. But Agnes... Poor Agnes.
Agnes? What's wrong with Agnes?
She went missing, and still is. And that's what people think. But it's not the truth.
Okay, then what is the truth? Ah, there we go! Hey!
It killed them. It looks normal enough. A smartly dressed, door-to-door saleswoman. I know because I heard my other neighbours shout at her. No Jehovah's! They think anyone knocking is a Jehovah. But she said she was selling double glazing.
Okay. Was the woman really selling double glazing?
I don't know. I didn't answer the door. Best not to nowadays. But I watched her go to Agnes's. Poor Agnes. She let her right into her house.
Uh-oh. What happened after Agnes let the woman into her house?
I could only see the silhouette. It turned from a person into it looked like, I guess you'd call it a Medusa. Snakes for her face. And Agnes just fell to the floor. A few minutes later, the woman left, smiling like the cat that got the cream. That was the end of Agnes.
Okay, then. Do you have proof Agnes is dead?
I saw it with my own eyes. What more proof do I need?
Okay.
You're starting to sound like Doctor Dekker.
Uh-oh.
He didn't believe me either.
Well, sorry, it's just a question. Tell me about Dekker.
I didn't have much luck with him, like I said. He didn't believe me. He thought I was having a hallucination caused by the stress of my neighbour being so brutally murdered. Where is Agnes, though? I haven't found her, have they? Have they?
No. Yes, they found Agnes. I don't know that. No, they didn't find Agnes, I guess.
They haven't found her because that thing ate her. Or made her disappear or something. Her useless husband managed to survive unscathed, though.
Huh. Why is Agnes's husband useless?
Don't know much about him. Other than the fact that he looks at me like I'm 6 foot under every time we meet. He doesn't seem too bothered she's gone missing either. He did at first, when the police were crawling around. But now they've gone, that stopped. If I hadn't seen that thing eat her,
You'd what? Do you suspect the husband?
No. He's a Weasley little man who spends far too much time in his garden. It's probably like the National Trust back there. The constant digging and building, pruning and sawing.
Right. Okay, was Ron digging a grave?
What a thing to say! Why would you say that? I kept watching the front door after that saleswoman had left and nothing. She didn't leave, and you can't get out the back since the council sold the garage block. Ron's a gardener, not a killer. Unless
what?
Agnes said Ron was laying the foundations for a new greenhouse. You don't think...
You don't think Agnes is in the foundations?
I need to call the police. I need to call them now. But they won't listen to me. I tried to tell them about the monster, but they didn't believe me. They won't believe me about this, I promise you. Please, could you call them, Doctor?
Yes! I will call the police. No, I won't call the police. Ooh. Man, that's tough. I don't know. Like, I could call the police to help her, but I don't want to call the police because I don't want to lose my job as being a doctor. A certified doctor assassin. I don't know. Let's just not. I don't want to call the police.
I'll get someone else to do it.
Yay!
I suppose I shouldn't really expect any help from you. Dr. Dekker used to call me the leech lady.
Dang. Why did Dekker call you the leech lady?
He said that I leech thoughts from people. Suck 'em right out of their heads. And I can put thoughts in there too. I'm not that clever though, am I, Doctor? I mean, it's not as if I was having an affair with Ron and Agnes was in the way and needed to disappear. So I made this story up. I mean, what do you think I do for a living anyway?
You sell double glazing? You're unemployed?
Doctor, you're so good. We're going to get on just fine.
No! Oh, crap. Okay. Going to the next day, everyone. Oh, man. Here we go.
David Hunt.
I can change my skin.
Then skins.
Dr. Dekker dated his patients.
I had a hot date.
We went out for drinks.
I took photos of Jessica.
Dr. Dekker did phone
On Valentine's Day.
and ask me for Nathan's number. There was a girl there.
Am I wrong to keep the locket?
I'm allowed to talk to her, aren't I? He was preoccupied with finding
Photographs.
patterns.
Rocking chair.
I haven't been back to the beach since
I had a bit of a shaky loop incident.
where I find something
I set fire
beautiful in the sea.
to Hannah's clothes in the garden. I dug the grave.
I wish I'd said goodbye.
Dr. Dekker cursed me.
It didn't weigh enough to have a body in it.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Doctor, you surprised me. Reminds me of Officer Yates. Did I ever mention I had a special friend in the police force? Nah, it's not something you drop politely into a conversation. He's been doing some digging and he's found a couple things. There's a crime scene report that goes into all the gory details and another report that's about a patient you're seeing today, Claire. I'll put them both on the desk for you. And thanks for the grief counselling, by the way. It's really been helping, you know, I'm so glad you're here.
Oh, yay, hugs! Awesome. Act 3, spiked. Oh, boy. Okay. Bye. Bye. Good hug. that was cute. Hi, Claire. The arrest report says Claire killed David. I've underlined some things to ask her about. I wonder if Bryce buried David. What happened with Ben? Ask patients about the paper spike. Too much to do today. Oh, man. Here we go. Have you seen your arrest report? How are you today? Do you know anything about the paper spike? How are you today?
I've been to the lake house regularly, keeping an eye on David. I saw the girl again, the one I told you about. She was playing outside.
All right, the jig is up, Claire. Have you seen your arrest report?
It makes for interesting reading, doesn't it? I can tell you're dying to ask me about it. Fire away.
Okay. The report says you were arrested for murder.
That's what it says. I can see you're confused. The police say that David is dead, fatally wounded when I stabbed him. The coroner says that David is dead. Everyone says that David is dead. There was even a funeral. But I know he's alive.
The heck? How could you have had a funeral if David isn't dead?
He's buried at Henley Church.
You can go see for yourself. There's even a headstone. One of your other patients was a pallbearer. I never forget her face. You should ask him.
What the crap? Do you wait, did I get any notes? Okay. Do you intend to fatally wound him?
David wanted to have a talk about our relationship. Not something any married person wants to hear. He said he'd been with Iris for about a year and that he loved her. He said he didn't love me anymore. Which I know is a lie. You don't just fall out of love with somebody. I reacted badly. I grabbed the nearest weapon I could find, which happened to be the steak knife, and stabbed him with it. There was so much blood. I instantly regretted it. So I fixed him.
Yeah, why would you stab him in the first place? That's freaking attempted murder. How did you fix him?
It was about a week later. I brought David back to life.
What?
Not with voodoo, not with virginal sacrifice. I just willed it to happen, and it did. Dr. Dekker told me it was possible, but only if you're not buried. He says once you're in the ground, there's no coming back. But until then, you have a chance at resurrection.
Huh. Did you resurrect David?
Yes, resurrection. But now that I've seen the results, I don't think there's anything holy about it. I think reanimation is more an accurate term. Like, I'm an evil necromancer raising things from the dead.
Interesting. What were the results of David's resurrection?
I think his brain was already decaying during the week that he was dead. Important bits. So when I brought him back to life, I didn't heal him completely. Just gave him life in the state he was in. I mean, he's hunting and killing things and trying to roast them on fires he can only light with matches, but that's about it. He's your basic Neanderthal. So I have a problem.
Right. Okay, what problem do you have?
I'm being charged with murder because the police don't know he's still alive, and I can't get David to vouch for me for obvious reasons. I think it would raise quite a few more questions than answers, which is why I'm hoping that you would be able to help me.
How can I help you?
Considering the circumstances, I'd be grateful if you could see your way to declaring me temporarily insane at the time of the murder, to lessen my sentence. Because I'm not a killer, but I can't prove otherwise. You don't still think I'm a killer, do you, Doctor?
Yes, you're a killer. Yes! Yes, you're a killer. You should be in jail. Which patient was a pallbearer? And do you know anything about the paper spike? Okay, no, you're not a killer.
Thank you, Doctor. So then you'll help me. You'll say I was temporarily insane.
Yes, I can declare you temporarily insane.
Thank you, Doctor. That's all I needed to hear. From you or Dr. Dekker. But Dr. Dekker wouldn't do that for me. He wanted something else.
Huh. What else did Dekker want?
Dr. Dekker teased me mercilessly about my eligibility. He didn't believe I'd reanimated David. Once, he presented me with a dead mouse and commanded me to give it life again. I didn't, of course. It's not something I'd throw around lightly. He changed his mind about me eventually. And then he mentioned the girl.
Okay, what girl did Dekker mention?
He told me he'd locked up a girl in the basement of his house. Just for me. And he asked me to reanimate her. It was Iris. I said I couldn't reanimate something that wasn't dead, and he said that wouldn't be a problem. So I agreed. I just played along. I was hoping it wasn't real. I assumed it wasn't real. But he was offering me what I wanted. A temporary insanity diagnosis.
Did you help Iris?
It didn't happen. Dr. Dekker called me from his house to cancel. He was furious. He said that Iris had escaped and he blamed me for it. He said that I must have set her free after he told me about her. I knew it was all lies anyways. He was obviously titillating himself by reprimanding me. He knew I'd never want to speak to Iris again, so I couldn't prove it either way.
Okay. We got some notes right here. Claire says the girl in Dekker's basement was Iris. Yes. Which patient was... Wait, what changed Dekker's mind?
Dr. Dekker asked if I could prove David wasn't dead, so I took him to the lake house. He saw that I was telling the truth. I can take you to see him too, if you like. Would you like to see David, Doctor?
Yes, I'd like to see David. Which patient was a pallbearer?
Bryce was a pallbearer for David. He's also a grave digger, I believe.
Oh, shoot. How do you know Bryce?
Smuggling a body out of a funeral can be difficult, unless you pay the right people.
Oh my goodness! Did you know anything about the paper spike?
A paper spike is an odd thing to use as a weapon. I suppose if it went directly into the heart, it might work. Or through his eye, or perhaps through the ear and into his brain. Or was it just a frenzied, bloody mess of a murder? Do you know, Doctor?
I don't know. I should tell Bryce that Claire says he's been smuggling bodies. Ooh, baby. Yes, I'd like to see David. No, I don't want to see David.
Suit yourself. Perhaps I'll bring David to see you instead.
Perfect. Bring him to the doctor. That works. How is it possible David was brought back to life? Are you lying about never seeing Dekker outside of your sessions? Do you speak to the girl at the lake house?
I didn't speak to her this time. Something about her made me feel uneasy. I just watched her from the bedroom window. She'd caught a fish. She was holding it in her hands.
Interesting. Okay. What did she do with the fish?
I wasn't close enough to see, but for all intents and purposes, it looked as if the fish bit her. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I caught a fish alive.
What the frick? Okay. Alright, let's go to Bryce. Tell me about the paper spike. What else can you tell me about Dekker? Did you bury David Castleford? Okay. How are you today?
Hello, Doctor. I've been thinking about our last session, and I just wanted you to know that I'm not a bad person. I know taking naked photographs is wrong, but you don't know what it's like until you face the same temptation. I'm assuming you don't know what it's like. Do you have an extra hour, Doctor?
Yes, I have an extra hour.
You're playing games with me, Doctor. I was going to tell you what I know about the murder weapon, but now, well, now you just have to go without.
Oh, you don't do that. You're a suspect. You're a complete suspect. Tell me about the murder weapon.
I overheard your assistant earlier. I know about that paper spike. It was sharp. What I really wanted to tell you was, there's someone else in my hour. A hooded figure. Watching me and following me. I followed it too.
Okay, tell me about the paper spike.
Dr. Dekker frequently used that paper spike on his desk as an example. I'm sure he did it with the other patients too. He'd make me look at it, touch the point to see how sharp it was. He'd tell me that because I think it's sharp, it will hurt me. But if I thought it was nothing, it could pass right through my hand.
Okay, who was the hooded figure?
I don't know who it is. My initial thought was that it was you. That I told you about my affliction and somehow you'd got it too. Now I think maybe it's the military Or some organization that wants to use the hour themselves. Maybe it's Dr. Dekker risen from the dead. I need to talk to you about him.
Okay. Why would the military be following you, though?
I'm surprised I haven't been approached earlier. I mean, my skills in the military. Special ops would be a breeze, wouldn't it? Waltz in past everyone during the midnight hour, get whatever you want, and return to friendly soil. It also makes me think that they might already know all of that, and that they want to get rid of me in case I tell anyone else. Would you do something for me if they get me?
What else can you tell me about Dekker?
I spied on Dr. Dekker, not long before he was murdered. I'm not sure I should tell you what I saw in his basement.
I think I know. It was Iris. What did you see in his basement?
I'd been feeling uneasy with Dr. Dekker for some time. I mentioned how he'd changed before, so I began spying on him at home. One night, the basement door was open, and Dekker was returning upstairs. I skipped past him, and there she was, a girl. It was difficult to tell. It was dark, and she was chained.
Dang! What did you do with the chained girl?
I removed the chains, dressed her, and sat her in the police station. There's no evidence, though. No evidence of what he'd done. But she was free. I saved her. I'm not evil. I destroyed evil.
That's true. You did. You did. Where did you follow the hooded figure?
Whatever it is that's following me, it doesn't want to catch me yet. If I move towards it, it runs away. And when I follow it past temptations. A bar brawl, an open till, an open bedroom window. Like it's testing me.
Interesting. Tell me about the bar brawl.
I split the brawl up.
Okay. I see. Let me go. We got some in the notes. Bryce said he took the girl in Dekker's basement to a police station. Yeah. Did you bury David Castleford? Or no, wait. Tell me about the bedroom window.
I looked in. Watching other people is somehow built into our genes, Doctor. There was an old woman in bed. I went inside. Her bed covers were smoking. I think she'd fallen asleep holding a cigarette. I took the covers and put them in the bath. She'd have died otherwise. And no, I didn't take any pictures.
Good. Jeez. I was wondering that. Wow, it's like they're reading my mind. Alright, tell me about the open till.
I did nothing. I'm not stealing any more.
Well, that's good. Good for you. But you're still a little suspicious for something. Did you bury David Castleford?
I'm actually a classically trained pallbearer. There are a lot of health and safety considerations. Not everybody can do it. Well, properly at least. Occasionally I step in if the funeral director is short-shouldered. I do remember her face. She wasn't upset in the usual way. She seemed agitated. Her husband must have been a giant. The coffin was so heavy. I remember because aft port side sprained his ankle. That and he wasn't lifting correctly.
Okay. Did Claire ask you to do something with David's body?
I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about, Doctor. I saw Claire Castleford's husband in the coffin myself before carrying him to the grave. He is in the ground. I'm sure it wouldn't take much for the police to get an order to have him exhumed. Just make sure it's done on Tuesday morning when I'm off.
So she lied? I should tell Claire. Bryce says her husband is in the ground. Yep. Hey, Claire. How is it possible David was brought back to life? Are you lying about never seeing Dekker outside your sessions? How is it possible David was brought back to life?
You tell me. What could possibly explain that?
Is David not human? Are you lying about David being alive?
If David doesn't exist, then that means that I really did kill him. He really is buried, and I really should be going to prison for a very long time. That just doesn't seem right to me. It's more probable that I reanimated him under Dr. Dekker's guidance.
Are you lying about never seeing Dekker outside your sessions?
How astute, Doctor. Yes, I did say I hadn't seen Dr. Dekker outside of our sessions. That wasn't a lie. Our trip to the lake house was made during a session.
Okay. Is David not human? Do you think you might be seeing David's ghost? Oh, there we go.
I assure you, David is not a ghost. I've touched him.
Is David not human?
Since I brought him back, I felt that there was something different about him, something not quite right. I think it's his brain. But how ludicrous that you can bring someone back in the first place. It's like that book, Pet Cemetery. Funnily enough, he does smell of earth, but that's because he spends most of his time out hunting.
Right. Alright. Thank you, Claire. No, I won't do something for you.
You wouldn't respect my wishes if I died. That's not very nice, Doctor. There's a lot of him in you, isn't there? Let's hope I won't find out anything strange about you in my extra hour.
Okay. Have you seen Jessica again?
Jessica is a beautiful woman. I've not spied on her since the incident we talked about. I have real feelings for her, Doctor. We've never connected.
Okay, so maybe you should try talking to her.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you. It's nice you think I'm capable of such basic interaction with females. But I'm still in awe of her, really. I will think about it, though.
Okay, good. How was your job?
I put my hand through a rusty nail at work today. It hurt like hell and bled like I'd been shot. I closed my eyes and thought, this isn't happening. The nail is just a worm, and it will wriggle through me. When I looked back, can you guess what I saw?
Blood? What did you see when you looked at your hand?
When I looked back at my hand, it was healed. Look, see?
What? How did your hand heal?
My hand had healed. The nail had become a worm and was wriggling in my palm. It was like a little miracle. Like magic.
This is madness! What do you think? Do you think magic healed your hand?
I shouldn't really say miracle or magic. They're words that Dr. Dekker used when he tried to get you to think things and make them real. But do you think it's real, Doctor? That magic is real?
I mean, I've seen people do those magic tricks, but no, magic isn't real. Sorry, kids.
And so it isn't. I envy you, Doctor. I wish I could be so sure.
Right. What did you say aft port side?
I find using nautical terms to describe the position of pallbearers fitting. Plus, most of them are 3 sheets to the wind. You know, drunk.
Right. Okay, moving on. Elin, do you know about the paper spike?
It's true then. I'd heard Dr. Dekker was stabbed, but I didn't know for sure. It's weird that whoever did it would choose the paper spike.
Yep. Why is it weird the paper spike was used?
Dr. Dekker used to play with it in our sessions sometimes. You know, pick it up, handle it while we talked. I remember once, he pushed the spike through his skin. At this bit, here, between his thumb and his finger, He said he didn't think I'd mind the sight of blood, being a nurse and all that, but actually, there wasn't any.
Okay. Why wasn't there any blood?
I was a bit freaked out. At first, I thought it was a trick. A magic trick, you know? Like some kind of therapeutic test. Show the patient this retractable spike and see how they react. But it wasn't. The spike was real.
Interesting. How do you know the spike was real?
Dr. Dekker gave me the paper spike to try. It wasn't fake. It was pretty sharp, actually.
Huh.
I don't know how he did it. He said he just thought that it wouldn't hurt him, so it didn't.
Okay. How are you today?
I'm fine. Work's fine. Hilda's fading fast. Terry's Terry. Oh, you'd be pleased to know I don't have the locket anymore. I
Good.
gave it back. All of it. Every single keepsake.
Good. That's good. How's Hilda?
Hilda's nearing the end. She's been sleeping a lot, not eating much. She hasn't been that argumentative either. Although, she did give me a vicious scratch yesterday.
Why did she scratch you?
It was nothing. I was just trying to give her meds. It's hard, you know. I'm trying to help her, but she keeps fighting me. It'll be better after she's seen her daughter. I've decided I'm going to do it tonight. She hasn't got much time left.
Right. Okay. Do what tonight?
You know the answer to that, Doctor.
Act like the
What
daughter?
have we been talking about? What can I do for Hilda that will make it all better?
Oh no. You're gonna act like you're gonna pretend to be the daughter.
That's the plan.
Oh.
I know. It sounds unbelievable, like I'm making it up. I wish I could prove it to you somehow. We could try shifting now. Think of someone you really love. It might help if you close your eyes. Are you thinking of them?
Oh
Can
no.
you picture them? Okay, hold on. Sorry, I don't think it's gonna work. On the bright side, that probably means you're not gonna die anytime soon.
Okay. Is Elin going to pretend to be Hilda's? Okay, we're gonna pause it right there. Holy crap, she was shifting. Did you see that? Her face was shifting. That's not humanly possible. That's insane. She's insane. Oh my gosh. With that being said, thank you all so much for watching. You guys are the best and only Assassination family on YouTube, going big and going strong. I love you all, and if you're new, be sure to subscribe to the Assassination family today. I'd be honored to have you. That was so weird. And as always, I'll see all of you guys in the next video. Assassin4259, out.